We're talking the latest social moves when it comes to the emerging world of AI. For more, I'm joined by Dr. Karen Sutherland from the University of Sunshine Coast. It's wonderful to see you. What exactly is data scraping, to start us off, and why is it so controversial?
It's becoming more controversial that AI tools need to train with data. So what's in the news headlines this week, and it's actually been an ongoing theme, is that Amazon is investigating Perplexity AI. They have accused Perplexity AI of scraping data from their web services platform. So it's these file types called robot text files, and apparently external tools aren't supposed to go after those, but they're claiming that Perplexity has. Perplexity's come back and said, no, we haven't, and we can confirm that we haven't. But still, it just brings to light this continual tension between how to train AI with data and not actually owning the data that you're training the AI with.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of companies come under scrutiny for this. I know that Facebook or Meta is going to be scraping people's data off their Instagrams and their Facebooks. I saw a bit of discourse about that online, so it makes sense that Amazon is also under the spotlight. Again, they're going to be hosting a lot of the data centers that we deal with. How does Perplexity's AI's technology utilize this scraped data, though? I feel like I was hesitant about posting things on my Instagram, and then I'm like, no, they've got it anyway. How are they going to use it?
A lot of the tools are just scraping things off the internet to train the data on. But
yeah.
I think as people are getting more wary about their IP and they're trying to prevent that, you can see OpenAI, we talk every week, there's another partnership and another partnership. So they've been quite proactive. They're partnering with Time magazine was the latest one that I heard a few days ago, and with some of the major news outlets as well, that they're partnering with so that they can actually train using their material. So I think more of these sort of partnerships are going to happen so that it's actually okay and they're using data they're allowed to use. However, it then brings to light, will then the outputs of these AI tools be skewed towards certain viewpoints because of the data that they're being trained on?
Of course.
There are many different areas that come out from both sides.
Let's talk a little bit about that. What are some of the potential legal and I guess ethical implications of this sort of thing? I talked a little bit about the concern most people have online, but that's generally just the consumers. What about the more sort of legal issues that we're seeing?
The big issue, and from my research as well, it's copyright is one of the greatest concerns around the use of AI tools. And yeah, so the thing is, people are worried that when they're actually using the tool, it's going to generate stuff that's actually copyrighted material because it's been trained on copyrighted material. So there is that. They're worried that their content is actually that is copyrighted is going to be used and in other people's responses as well. It's a real sort of murky area also around who owns what. There are so many legal minefields that are going to keep popping up the more that this technology evolves. I don't think we've seen half of it yet, and the ways that it can be used. The law is always going to be playing catch up with what's actually happening in the world of technology.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty astute observation. So let's talk about some major AI deals involving Microsoft and OpenAI alongside Google and Samsung. They've come under scrutiny by the European Union. Tell us a little bit more about what the Europeans are up to.
They're really actually going to start investigating these partnerships because they're happening with the major players are joining forces to help with these sort of AI tools and offerings. But the EU is saying it's actually limiting competition of smaller players. So it's almost like these sort of duopolies are coming up to the fore. It reminds me when we used to talk a lot about media ownership, and it's almost like these key players are coming together to only provide all of the AI functionality. And yeah, they're saying that it's actually not right and it's going to quash a lot of smaller players.
Okay, so what kind of risks are we seeing when it comes to the monopolistic control of data like this? OpenAI seems to be the tip of the spear, but is there a way to spread the love?
That's what they're trying to look into. There's a lot of exclusivity between these deals that are happening with the major players. So they're trying to work out ways that it can be fairer for other players. If you've got companies like Microsoft and OpenAI coming together, because Microsoft actually owns quite a big stake in OpenAI, so that's a lot of the world's use of technology if you think about it. And then now OpenAI partnering with Apple, it's all these sort of bigger players really running the show. It will be very hard for other smaller players to be able to compete at all.
Dr. Karen, I want to thank you for joining us on the program and highlighting more about this space. I look forward to speaking to you again next week right here on Ticker.
Thank you.